There are many pressing criminal justice issues. We have parole, probation, bail reform, the death penalty, excessive sentencing, and juvenile justice. In your opinion, what is the most urgent need for reform? And what are your hopes for progress, short term and long term?
So I spent the entire time during COVID, and I'm not going to be too long-winded, but I'm just going to just kind of bring it in full circle, educating myself and reflecting on what the Black experience in America is. We watch George Floyd die under a man's kneecap, um, and thank God the case went the way it went now. Um, but I did a lot of reading, and I don't know how many young people are watching this, but I think essential reading for me was a book called The Color of Law, and it helped me understand why the system was the way that it is, because you have the racism and then you have the segregation. And the segregation is the constant tool that's used through the redlining, which is why you hear Biden's initiative for the infrastructure to um, fix the situation between the highways running through Black neighborhoods and separating people. There's a reason why you live in the neighborhood you live in and why the resources are stripped from the neighborhood you live in. Jeff says something very important is, you're in prison because of the lack of opportunity. Um, I asked my dad in a car ride, like, if there were opportunities for us, would you have done it any different? And he actually couldn't even give me a straight answer, because at the time it was the 1970s. We're 2, 3 years after assassination um, of Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. So I asked him, like, what was the race relations? And he's like, I can't even really tell you back then. But I'm willing to bet that he couldn't tell me because you're in a Black neighborhood and it's only what is surrounding you, right? And I look around at the kids who are in the shelter with me and in the neighborhoods, it's like we only gravitate to the villages that we have the things in common. You know, everybody that is Black, Latino, any minority can speak to having to give their kids a subset of rules when they're teenagers on what not to do if you experience a brush with the law. That doesn't really happen a lot in white households. They don't have to have that conversation because it's designed that way. Jeff spoke to, if you have a mental health problem, we're watching mass shootings and the assailant is given water and taken into custody alive. 3 days ago, a young girl needed help in Ohio, shot dead. Tamir Rice, plastic space gun, shot. The car wasn't even stopped. I still watch the Tamir Rice video to this day to give myself perspective.